in Landover, Maryland. A few minutes ago, it sounded like the 4th of July on the National Mall as the hometown Redskins were introduced to this sold-out crowd. They are set to go as their guys will match up with the Los Angeles Chargers. Now Austin Eckler on the return. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Now a first carry for Melvin Gordon. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Rivers now on 2nd down. And he'll be hit as he releases it. And that'll fall incomplete. Keenan Allen, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd down.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the tuck rule that they can fall back on anymore.
Rivers from the gun on 3rd down. Gets it to Benjamin. It's caught. And it's a fumble. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37.
Let's go.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. A first down throw here for Rivers. Finds the open man. It's Mike Williams. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Give him 15 yards on that one and a Charger first down. A couple of first downs on the drive already as they'll go from the 47 now on 1st down. Now Gordon on 1st down. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Washington territory. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. Give him 7 on the play, and that is going to set up a 3rd and 1. To throw is Rivers. Completes it to Watt. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. The Chargers passing game rolling a bit here. They've got another first. Nice job keeping that opening drive alive, and they're in plus territory, that part of the field where you really want to convert on 3rd down. They did. Big-time pickup for them, and now I think the aggressive play callers think to themselves, and he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Hunter Henry, a 24-yard touchdown. And the Chargers take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. Extra point forthcoming. Extra point right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. Sturgis out now to kick this one off. Smith and the Redskins will come up now 1st and 10. They'll fake it. Now Smith. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. Corey Legion forcing his way through there to drop him for a loss of a good 10 yards. So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. To throw is Smith. Josh Doxson's got it complete. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. Give him 30 yards there.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
Complete. Richardson has it. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
Back live, Charles Davis to my right. I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Redskin football to begin quarter number 2. They're on the march, but facing a 3rd down here. An extra defensive back on the field for the Chargers now on 3rd down. Throwing on 3rd down, Smith. Jordan Reed has it. Well, they convert on 3rd with a gain of 22.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Off of play action. Here's Smith. Rolling to his left. Oh, hit as he throws there. Incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Smith. He's got Thompson here, complete. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue. Redskins with their first trip to the red zone thus far. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 11. Peterson gets the call running left. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage back at the 17. That's going to go as a loss of 7, and it'll set them back for 2nd down. Here's Smith now on 2nd down. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Jatavis Brown. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
He's going to go for a big play downfield. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way down to the 36-yard line. Rivers to Allen on the hook up there. 48 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Play fake to Gordon. Now Rivers. Going underneath for Gordon. And he'll go down at the 28. It's a gain of 7, and it's a 2nd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
That's good for 21. down conversion. A first red zone opportunity here for the Chargers. They've got it 1st and goal at the 7. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Back to FedEx Field following this short break. So 3 plays already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time. 1st and goal, Melvin Gordon. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. And now we're going to get a timeout called by the Redskin defense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. 1 receiver left, 2 to the right. Rivers now. Flush to his right. Looking for Benjamin, but it's intercepted. Picked up by the all-pro corner, Josh Norman. And a very good return as he takes us all the way up to the 35-yard line.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit. And receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
Caught on the right side, Reed. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. I know when you got a top tight end like this, you want to get him involved, but when you do, you're hoping for more than that.
You certainly are. You've got to try and get him some space where he can make a play downfield, or at least an opportunity for some rack yardage, right? That run after catch.
That 1st down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Here's Smith. And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit and forced an incompletion.
Back to throw, Smith. Looking for Crowder, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jason Verrett. That's sort of a second quarter to forget for him. Now 2 picks in this frame.
Almost as if the first one that he threw, he couldn't shake, couldn't get it out of his head. He ends up throwing a second one as a result.
Compounds the mistake a little bit.
Yeah, you got to be able to forget, compartmentalize, wherever you want.
It's caught inside the 25. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Rivers going to turn and give this one to his running back, Gordon. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Melvin Gordon, a 21-yard touchdown run. And the Chargers are going to add on to their lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now 14-0. Sturgis out now to kick this one off. Now it's Crowder. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you've got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
Eluding the pressure right. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a 1st down.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit because earlier in the game, I think he's trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. Joey Bosa. In there to get him for what will be a loss of 13 yards. Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Out of the gun, Smith. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. The final shot here before break. Smith. He finds his target. It's Crowder. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn, getting set for quarter number 3 here. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Now it's Crowder. And he'll be taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. The Redskins offense now, they get set to take over here. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there.
But this is do that?
I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for him. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. First down yardage on the first play of the drive, give him 14.
That run is what defenses don't like about dealing with Adrian Peterson. His ability to drop a shoulder and run through contact.
And he's amazing at keeping those strong legs going, isn't he?
For him, no run is ever truly over. I mean, he's actually not even convinced that when they blow the whistle.
It's caught inside the 25. And all the way down to the 22-yard line. Big yardage that time for the Redskins. 44 yards. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Smith on first down. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. Melvin Ingram in there to sack him for a loss of 6.
I know there would be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and ended up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going.
15.
To throw on second down is Smith. This is caught. A very solid gain of 27.
I know we just saw a nice throwing catch, but how about the big guys up front buying that time? Yeah, that's exactly what they did. They created time and allowed the space to happen, and it turned into a really nice play.
They'll run for it with Peterson. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
Let's go.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. Rob Kelly punching it in from a yard away. And the Redskins are able to make this a close game again. Here's Hopkins now out to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Now we'll look at the Chargers offense. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Now a play fake here on first down. And nowhere to get away. Rivers is dropped. Matt Ioannidis in there to bury him for a loss of 11.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked. Going deep here for Allen. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 21. He was trying to get that one to Allen that time. They set themselves behind the chains, tried to get it all back in one play, and it backfired.
Didn't it feel like a pitcher working his way into a 3-0 count, right? You're behind. What do your coaches always tell you? Get it back one pitch at a time. In this case, they tried to get it back right away, and it didn't work out.
After the interception, here's Smith. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. Second and 10, Smith again. And he drops this off to Thompson, complete. Touchdown, Washington. Chris Thompson, 79 yards. And the Redskins are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Well, he's used to running it that distance. Here he had to catch it, too, before making the run. Heck of a play for the score.
There's not many things better for an offense than a back who is a complete guy who can run it and catch it. And we just saw him complete a big-time play for a touchdown.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Chargers offense now back out onto the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Give him 2 yards on that play, and it'll be second down. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Back now at FedEx Field. All even as we get ready to start the fourth. Second down, Rivers. This is Gordon on the dump off. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. 18 big yards on that one, and a Charger first.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker.
That's caught inside the 20. A gain of 39 that time. The last drive he threw the pick, but he's not shy. He's going downfield again there.
And you can't be, because if you back off after throwing an interception, your whole game plan just goes right out the window, and it makes things easier for a defense. And you and I both.
He finds his receiver, Williams, for a Charger touchdown. As his guys are in for 6, and the Chargers are going to take the lead. And that drive happened quickly, which is great because they scored the points, but then their defense has to come right back out on the field.
It is exciting, isn't it, for the offense to do that? The defense is saying, okay, that's cool, but let's not make it a habit. We need to get some rest sometime.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Now the Redskins offense, they get set to go back to work here. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and it'll make it second down. Now Peterson. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
They run again on first down. Peterson. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. And this defense continues to give them fits. They just can't get really anything going on the ground, can they?
I love the theme that you just brought up. This defense has been tough all game long against the run. We just saw another example of it there.
The rush defense stout on first down. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. On second down, here's Smith. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. The Redskins on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and a mile.
Set, line, 80. I said 12, 12, 12.
They'll look to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Joey Bosa in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on 4th down. Back to throw. Escaping the pressure right. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a first down. Late in the game, defense trying to avoid a big play. He's able to work out of the passing game, turn it into a run, pick up the first, and stop the clock as well.
And you know in this situation, everything is sped up. The intensity, the thinking, everyone's movement. But for a quarterback, he has to continue to be what we call a flatliner. Level in everything he does and read the clock, feel it in the pocket, and go at the appropriate time.
First down, here's a run with Peterson. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield.
Partner, you've got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here. Back to throw. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Jatavis Brown. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll start the drive with a run by Gordon. The broken tackle, but couldn't create much space. Down just beyond the 35. And now we're going to get a timeout called by the Redskin defense as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7. This is Gordon as they go to him again. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. The Redskins looking for another timeout, and they get it. As they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
On 3rd down, this is Melvin Gordon. And he's got some space here. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 14 there, and that should be enough to get him home free. So following the run by Gordon, here's 1st and 10. Now a 10th carry for Melvin Gordon. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here, as they'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock.
12.
Rivers here to throw. He's airing it out for Williams. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off down at the 2. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter. Turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
23 yards on the play. And they'll stop it with 4 seconds showing on the clock.
Right. Yellow. Hey, let's settle in. Come on, we good. Hey.
One last throw here for Smith. And some room to work. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end.